Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Since I was born, been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. The girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck like porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling the law. Everything they talk, so running the jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Yes, that's right. We're doing it live. I'm back, baby. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Shout out to my guy AB in the house. You're a funny guy. You are a funny one, buddy. You sure are. Hit that like button as you guys come in. We're going to get into this trading session today. I already got a long open on the scalp system. Bloodalytics scalp system right now going crazy. I'll pull that up in a second. Hope everyone's doing well. Start this week off. It is Monday, July 21st. I took last week off, but I'm back. I'm back. You should see trading videos this week consistently. It's hard on the summer, man. I'm telling you, it's hard in the summer for me to stay consistent. It's too much fun to have out in the sun. We got AIC in the building. Show me some love. He's over on Twitter, on X, man. My X pill poppers, show me some love right now, man. I don't get too many comments from the X side of things. I actually can't wait until X really delves deep into creating their own streaming platform, like a true real video platform to compete with YouTube, or with what AB calls it. I won't repeat it, but that tube. Northside in the building. What's going on, bro? Yeah, that'll be great, because I'm getting sick of the fuckery going on YouTube for sure. Let's take a look at these trades though. So I do have a trade open. I didn't get the intro, the initial signal, but I did get the pullback, ladies and gentlemen. The pullback is always the best one anyway. So on Bitcoin, I actually did not get this long on Ethereum scalp. This is on the 1 minute. If you guys are interested in this chart and service, scan that QR code you see on the screen right now. AI Griff in the house. What's going on, brother? So scan that QR code you see on the screen right now if you want to sign up with the Bloodalytics scalping system. But as you can see, I did end up missing this Ethereum trade here that started off the session 9:33 right at the opening. We were able to take that and take 50% off of that long right there. On the Bitcoin side, though, I did go long on the pullback. So I was able to get in down here toward the bottom of the session open. I like these session zone. This session zone indicator. I kind of like this because it does give you some like what we used to call in Forex resistance zones, like R1, R2, R3, and S1, S2, S3, and so on. So that's your support 1, 2, 3, resistance 1, 2, 3. It does kind of give you that type of range. So we're looking at London's range. We opened up here on London, and we ended up closing. Well, we're not closed yet on London, but you can see London's close range is right where we have the current price for Bitcoin. That dark area kind of denotes the range for that session for London. Its low was down here, the lighter yellow or orange area. And so now we've started the New York zone or session, and we're kind of tight. So you could expect possibly, in the New York session, a range between the bottom of London's range and the top of London's range. So that gives you some guide. And if you see a breakout in the US session above or below these previous London ranges, then that could be a breakout. Yo, we in here. Why not pump it? Too bad. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that word, but Trump can't get it pumped from this base anymore. From his base, yeah. Bitcoin go sideways and alts pop? Question mark? Very strange, right? We're gonna look at my chart. You know my altcoin chart. I'll bring that up in a second. But I just wanted to let you guys know I am in this trade right now. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit for you. I need a better way to display these trades on this account, because it is pretty difficult to zoom in and you guys see this. And I don't even know how to like move over. Do I have to scroll down? Yes, this is strange. Okay, there we go. So I'm in a long 20,000 on a long scalp for Bitcoin right now. We'll see how that pans out. We'll see how that pans out. Optimus Prime in the house. He said he's long and he hates it. Yeah, you gotta go with your system, bro. I literally don't understand this market. We got stocks near all-time highs. Taking out all-time highs again. Look at this. Stocks taking out all-time highs. NASDAQ hit record highs as traders await big tech earnings. I trade developments. I don't understand it, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody help me decode what's going on, because I see this as one of the biggest. This is like worse or on par with 2008. How we're setting up in these markets, on par with 2008. I'm just saying. Because there's no rhyme or reason other than liquidity being pumped into the markets that we're going higher. We got the plunge protection team in overload right now. They're working OT. They're getting paid time and a half right now for pumping these markets up. I'm just saying. But it will, in my opinion, I hate to sound like Peter Schiff, but this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. I don't see Trump really sealing a deal on the trade tariff situation. He can kick again. As you can see right here, plays hardball on tariffs deadline. he gave Putin 50 days. I think it's lower now, but 50 days to figure out a deal with Ukraine. We know you listen, you don't bully someone publicly and expect them to make a deal privately. It's not going to happen. So in 50 days, I don't know. Russia is really turning up the heat on Ukraine. I'm hearing it's over for Ukraine. That's what I'm hearing. It's over for Ukraine. But he's can kicking. Trump's can kicking on the tariffs. And it's just going to be another can kicking operation for what? Another 30 to 60 days. But as I told you guys in the tweet, maybe two weeks ago, I think it was, you can have $120,000 Bitcoin. I'm out. I can't keep chasing ghosts. I refuse to keep chasing ghosts because at some point it's gonna spook you. At some point he's going to scare you, and you're gonna in your pants. I don't either. The bond market is gonna get cooked up badly. Yes, very good observation there. We got Trump pressuring Powell to lower interest rates, which lets the market know that you don't feel confident in the economy. If the economy is doing well, you should not be lowering interest rates. You should actually be doing quite the opposite. You should be increasing interest rates to cool the economy, right? Not to make it even easier and make prices go out of control even more. No, you should be at minimum keeping interest rates where they are, but at best increasing. But AI Griff said, I'm in the camp that was our top. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think it was the last pump. Sure feels like it, doesn't it? AI Griff. Watch the silver and gold market. Yeah, silver and gold market. I don't follow precious metals like that anymore, but you do need to watch those markets as well. They're doing pretty well. I'm just waiting for my silver. I bought a lot of, I think I got like almost 600 ounces of silver. Can I just get a little money from, can I be up a little bit on my silver, on my troy ounces? Bro, I'm like, it's crazy because I'm like break even. It's been over 15 years. Let me see. 2012, 11, 12-ish I bought. Yeah, it's been 13, 14 years, guys. And I'm just break even on silver. What a horrible, I don't want to call it investment. I don't know what you call that. I don't know, man. It's a waste of space. What do you think will happen if Powell doesn't cut rates? I think Trump might double back and sign something saying to fire Powell. Again, Trump has put himself in a bad situation because now if Powell is fired, it sets precedent for the new person with which we explicitly know whoever's being replaced, whoever Powell's being replaced with is going to be Trump's puppet. You might as well not even have a Fed chair anymore, which I'm for, but that's not what Trump is trying to do. But you just might as well not even have one, because if the optics to the rest of the world shows that the Fed isn't independent, which they're not, but I'm just saying, if it doesn't even look like that anymore, then what is going to happen is that you don't even need them. You can just let the Treasury take control of money printing, the federal operations, honestly, and have the FOMC board just report to the Treasury. I don't think he's going to do it. It wouldn't be a good look for him, for Trump, to fire Powell. Let Powell resign. That's most likely. If he does fire him, it's going to look like a resignation. That way it keeps the illusion that the Federal Reserve is a independent, non-federal. It's not even a real governmental agency. Crazy, right? Go read The Creature from Jekyll Island if you haven't, by G. Edward Griffin. Excellent book. Breaks down the whole scheme that we're running under right now. I want to talk about at some point this week this Genius Act and this stablecoin. And matter of fact, speaking of that, I'm going to talk about that when I go on. I'll be on Hotep's show this Friday. So I'll give you guys the link that are in the Telegram room, the YouTube members Telegram room. I'll drop a link on that for this upcoming Friday, and I'll definitely touch on the Genius Act and my opinions about that. But not so genius for you and I. It's another play and another win for the people in power, man. Like, they won't even be able in this Genius Act. I'm gonna just touch on it really quickly. This Genius Act restricts stablecoin issuers from passing interest to the consumer, to you and I. What is that about? We can't even participate in this geniusness. Round of applause. We can't. They're not even allowing us to, you know, it really is a money market account when you hold stable coins, FYI, if you didn't know, because the stable coins aren't backed 1-to-1, meaning $1 for every dollar issued. They've got a mixture of treasuries, T-bills, and all other types of stuff going on with a little money in there, but it's like a money market account. It's a digital money market account that when you're holding stable coins, honestly, but without the interest. That's genius. You're right. There you go. Genius. On their behalf, this genius for Wall Street. They get to give you a money market account with all the risk and no reward. Hey.
Critter Blood, I thought you were street smart, bro.
I thought we were street smart, man, but clearly we're not. Let's take a look at this long we're in right now. Up about $85 currently on this scalping long. Let me bring that back up for you guys. We're in this trade right now. Live. We're doing it live. Bloodalytics scalping. AI Grip said, I'm lost on Trump Powell thing, and what's up with the Epstein stuff? I've been enjoying my summer. Hey, same here, bro. I've been enjoying the summer, man. I haven't been keeping up as much. Just been trading, enjoying the summer, kicking it with the kids. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not up to date. I'm disappointed in Trump. Rice asked me the other day in a private chat that me, him, and Mind Your Biz are in. He asked me something about other than the Epstein files or Epstein BS, what else has he done to piss you off talking about Trump? And I forgot to actually reply to this. So we got Epstein files. I don't really care, but it's just the principle. He should have, his base was really looking for that. So he should have released those files, no matter what. He still ain't released MLK. But we know the black man get kicked back to the line anyway. I wasn't expecting that to come out first. CIA did all that. We know that. But anyway, so Epstein files, didn't release those. He bombed Iran unnecessarily, doing the bid of the small hats again. That's number 2. And number 3 for me is the big beautiful bill that adds $5 trillion over 10 years. What are we doing? Is it really over? I think it's over. There is no really cutting back and making us fiscally responsible at all. We've passed that point, because any attempt to be fiscally responsible only accelerates our demise. So we're in a feedback loop that we can't get out of. We simply can't get out of. Okay. It is what it is. I think we're toward the end of this party, ladies and gentlemen. The punch bowl is getting very, very empty. AI Griff says, I have to say, I'm not sure how I feel about Trump, how he's doing. I'm happy we are not where we were 2 years ago, but he's not our savior. No, he's not. Big Source AML, my guy out of Ohio. Go blue, my friend. Go blue. I'm sorry. He said, do I smell an alt season? I do not at this point. I do not. Very weird activities. And let's go ahead and take a look at that chart while we're at it. But as AI Griff mentioned, we do have a somewhat decoupling of the altcoins from Bitcoin. And I think that has to do a lot with the excitement with this Genius Act. Genius Act really supports and buoys and gives more attention to the altcoin arena. Doesn't so much for Bitcoin, in my opinion. This Genius Act is more of an altcoin based bill, right? The stable coins, that's an altcoin. And altcoin, stable coins bleed into and has a closer ecosystem with, in my opinion, the altcoins. So this is why you're seeing Ethereum rally hard. By the way, I'm up 1,600% on Ethereum right now. Been in a long. With that, I'll bring that up in a second. But up crazy on that long. This is my Ethereum long I've been in for forever. Ladies and gentlemen. We re-entered it, but it started, the initial long was on July 8th, and I've just been fading the rally, locking in those gains. We tried to go short here on last Friday, and ultimately went back long over this weekend, and we're riding this bad boy up again. We're riding up again. Let's go. Why not? Now, that's a swing trade. This is a swing trade. I'm gonna rebrand this signal to more of, I think I'm gonna call it something along the lines of a hedge fund signal. It's slower. It's for the long term. We're not looking for doubling our account in 2 days. We're looking for 5 to 10%. 5% would be great a month if we can continue to get that. We're getting around 2 to 3%. But if I can just consistently get that, that's the goal of this system here. Okay, which of course you can, let me do my shameless plug, ladies and gentlemen. You can get the swing trading signal on bloodalytics.com or go to cryptoblood.io/trading. Or you can sign up for a free month and see if you can make some free money, like some of you have done before signing up for the full service. Okay, we got the swing, we got the scalp, and I'm actually in the process of redesigning Bloodalytics landing page as well. So look out for that. Okay, but yeah, altcoins are definitely rallying a little bit more than Bitcoin, which again, to me, you got to pay attention to those types of things. And what I glean from that is that the altcoins this Genius Act is more positive for the altcoins. So what I'm seeing though, because we're hitting resistance on Bitcoin, back to Bitcoin, I'm gonna give you my analysis on Bitcoin. We're hitting some resistance here, and this seems to be kind of a pivot point. This trend line at 18,000 is a pivot point for us on Bitcoin. Now I'm just eyeballing this. I can see somewhat of a pennant forming just looking at this. like that. You might ask, why, CB, did you not draw the pennant down here? Because I saw that we can get 3 touches if I drew it right here. You want to draw your lines where you get more touches on that line versus only having 2 touches, including the initial one, if I drew it down here. This is why I drew that in that manner. So really you want to see a 3 touch if you can. I like to touch that 3 times, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Every tech has a boom and a bust. Like cell phones had 40 companies, now there's 5. Internet and so many sites and servers now owned by 3 companies. When the bust of crypto, we lose 90% of alts. Even more. Every bust of the altcoin season is more than 90% retracement and more than 90% loss of those coins that never come back. They just ghost coins. They never come back. So it's closer to like 95, 96% of those coins will not make it to the next rally. But we will have one, but it won't be. I'm just, listen, this is why I stopped doing. Let me bring full screen up really quickly. Hit that like button, y'all, and I got some promos for you to take advantage of. Actually, one ends today, so I want to make sure I bring that in here. Shout out to Blowfin, one of the sponsors of the channel. This is why I've stopped pretty much doing videos on like the news, you know, industry news and headlines pertaining to crypto, because I think it's kind of pretty much over as far as what I came into this game, into this industry for. That is completely gone. It has been taken over by the big guys, the corporate oligarchs, and it's pretty much it's over. Especially with this Genius Act. This Genius Act is like the icing on the cake. Like it's pretty much over. So they're gonna ring fence the whole ecosystem around stablecoins, which is genius. That's why they're calling it the Genius Act. We just talked about the geniusness of this new act, but I didn't tell you about the other part why it's genius. Of course, it's genius because they're able to issue money market accounts essentially without giving you, the end user, any interest. They don't have to pass any of that interest along. They're just making money off of people's deposits. Essentially, when you buy a stable coin, you're basically giving them USD. I'm talking, you know, kind of conceptually, you're giving them USD in return for USDT or USDC. And what do they do with your USD? They go buy treasuries, they go buy T-bills. Well, I went through it at the beginning, right? They earn interest on that. They don't have to kick back to you, though. Unlike a money market account. The second part of this Genius Act, which is just brilliant. Now the Treasury Department gets to use stable coins as essentially another way, and a very like an obfuscated way of buying treasuries themselves, or forcing new people and new companies to buy treasury bonds. So this props up the bond market. Well, this is at least what they're attempting to do. They want to prop up the bond market with the stable coins. So the more people use stable coins, the more these companies have to buy treasuries, T-bills, which are shorter term bonds, shorter term debt. T-bills are. So it just kind of like props up the bond market here in the U.S. because we see China's a net seller, has been for a while, of our bonds. Japan, I think, is. All these other countries are net sellers of our debt. We need somebody else to pop in there and fill that demand. And if it's us, indirectly through stable coins, voila. Reverse repo buyback with USDT. Yeah. Dude, they're going to do all types of trickery. It's going to be crazy. We're definitely in the last inning. We're definitely in the last inning of this game. How long the inning lasts, I can't tell you, but we're here. So at any rate, we are forming a pennant on Bitcoin with this trend line I have drawn here as like almost like a pivot point going back and forth above, but the waves are getting lower and lower. So what are we going to do here? AI Griff says we're at the top, so his scenario would be a situation where we go like this, and it's, you know, it's that scenario. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I can't even tell you, because if the stock market continues to be propped up, then we're gonna get a scenario where it goes the other way around, guys. You know, we're gonna get a scenario where it goes, instead of down here, it goes up here, and the show continues until it doesn't. Let me know in the comments, in the chat room, which direction, green or yellow. I should have done blue or red. Breakout 155 next. Oh Lord, 155 next. Okay, I have 146 for. I'm not gonna lie, I can see that happening. Listen, the top is normally 99% of the people don't get the top, and then you got maybe out of those predictions, maybe 15-20% get in a 10 to 20% range of the top. Like they don't get it on right on point, but they're in the range. I told you guys you can have your $120,000 Bitcoin. I'll see you at 60. I'm still sticking with that. 73, something like that. A capitulation maybe down to 60, but 73-ish. Listen, these assets won't stay down forever because we have to print forever. The stock market is going to continue to go up. We may see small flash crashes and panics, but it has to go higher because we have to continue to inflate. So if prices at the retail store on the shelves are forever going higher, that's going to be directly reflected in the earnings, dollar amount, nominal dollar amount, the earnings in the companies that are on the stock market. So their earnings are always going to go up, even though the dollars that they earn buy less. It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that their earnings are going up. It's going to be reflected in the price of the stock. And this is why the government, central banks, the Federal Reserve is petrified of deflation. Deflation is their worst nightmare. They can't sleep at night thinking about deflation. That's what keeps them up. Because once and if deflation occurs, everything falls in price. Bitcoin, stocks, gold, silver, precious metals, even oil. Everything debases. And when that happens, the game is over. The jig is up, my guy. The jig is up. The jig is up. So they're going to do everything they can to keep us away from deflation. That's their worst nightmare. They want to keep the inflation going, stealing wealth from you and I. And this is why you got to play the game. You just got to play the game. You got to play the game. You have to be in assets that will go up with the Ponzi scheme. That means stocks. That means crypto. Even though I do see a correction. And, you know, corrections in cryptos are fierce. But that will be a buying opportunity. So that means have some dry powder available so that you can buy those buying opportunities when they come, because they come. You're going to get your opportunity to get a Optimus Prime. You're going to get your opportunity to get a 115 even lower. You're going to get your opportunity to get a $60,000 Bitcoin, $70,000 Bitcoin, roughly. Okay, 20,000, probably not. Them days are over. But a 60, a 70, I think the opportunity is still there. But in the meantime, we're going to do the Bloodalytics, baby. We're going to trade it. Crypto loss is lesser for me. I enjoy the craziness. Now big dogs are in. Kind of feels like I'm running with the herd. I hate that. You're spot on, AI Griff. Round of applause. Got to throw another round of applause, man.
I thought you were street smart, bro.
AI Griff, you are street smart, my friend. That's exactly where we are. There's no real alpha in holding crypto like that anymore. It's lockstep with the NASDAQ. There's no optionality. That's the whole point of, initially why I was attracted to Bitcoin and crypto. It gave me a totally separate market, did not have any correlation with the stock market, gold, silver, platinum, oil, none of that. It was beaten to his own drum. Those days are over. So if you're in crypto, you just might as well, you're in NASDAQ with a 5x leverage on volatility. That's what you're in. You're playing the same game as everyone else, as AI Griff stated. Now, you're not going to get this type of information from other crypto streamers or YouTubers. You're just not. That partially maybe because they don't understand fully the structure of markets, financial markets, and secondly because it doesn't continue the narrative that crypto is it. You need to be in crypto and all that, right? Buy the next coin. Yes, there are going to be coins, meme coins and stuff that do 100,000x and all those things, right? Sure. But that's no different than penny stocks, right? Trading penny stocks. It's like picking a lottery ticket. So you're chasing ghosts. Now, I see that we pulled back on the trade here, the scalping trade, so I want to add to my position. So let's get over to the scalp chart really quickly. I want to add to my position if I can. So I'm just going to nibble another. I'm going to do another 20K on this long position. I'm barely break even right now. So I'm going to do another 20K on this one. Boom. Oh, that wasn't 20K. All right. That was 10K. So now we're at 42. And what do you know? Right when I buy, what happens? We start heading higher, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto Blood is moving the market with $20,000. That's a concern. If that's the case, that is a concern, my friend. That is not a good. That's a thin market. If Crypto Blood can move the market, but yeah, we're people are moving in on that buy as well, and we'll see how it pans out. Let me set my stop loss. My stop loss should be around 118.377. Let's come back over here. I gotta come out some more to get this. All right. Bada boom, bada bing. So I got my stop loss in there to protect myself if we have a reversal and we head lower. Really quickly before we get out of here, want to show you guys the promos I got going on for you. Shout out to Blowfin, guys. This campaign actually ends today, so sign up so you can get that $25 bonus, the $50 bonus, or even $110 bonus if you deposit $5,000. All you well ballers, you big ballers, shot callers out there, if you got 10K come and get you a $50 or $500 bonus. If you got 15,750, and if you have 20K, you get a $1,000 bonus. Check it out. It ends today, so deposit today. Let me bring that QR code up so you guys can go ahead and get cracking with that. Scan that QR code you see on the screen. Sign up using that link, and it will activate that promo for you. Also, shout out to Bit2Next. Bit2Next got a special promo here for Bit2Next as well. So with Bit2Next, if you just literally deposit $100, you get $10 automatically. Okay, that's deposit reward. There are trading rewards as well, but you deposit $100, you get 10. You deposit 200, you get 20. 500, you get 50. 1,000, this is free money. $100, do it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to do that, hit that QR code, sign up. But in addition to that, if you sign up with Bit2Next and you send me your UID number and your TradingView number, you will get 5-day free trial of the scalping system you see on your screen right now. This here, big fella. You get 5 days free trial of the scalping system. So sign up with Bit2Next, try them out, and send me an email to algo@cryptoblood.io. That's again algo@cryptoblood.io with your TradingView username and your UID from Bit2Next. That will get you 5-day free trial of the scalping system. No strings attached. Round of applause for that. That's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. I'm about to go out here and enjoy this weather. Hit that like button, share this stream, and yeah, we'll see how this long plays out. I'm gonna keep trading. All right, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.